Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. So today we're gonna discuss one of my favorite mamas I've ever seen. One of my favorite personal favorites, that is. And I cannot believe I'm saying this, but yes, I will be discussing it right now as we speak. And the name of the show is Mama X Holic, or Miwakuno Mama to Amama Kankei Parts 1 and 2. So to basically give you some context, it's about a student, well, let's just say let's just say a student who happens to go to this high school that where humans and demi-humans coexist in this universe. Now we're gonna introduce the characters very soon, and I'm gonna play a short clip on the premise of the show, right? So apparently we have the character's name is Taichi. Taichi is the main character in the series. So what happened was that while they were all like touching them and shit, an explosion happens and there was this pink smoke lingering around the school campus. And what happened next was unbelievable. So all the students except for Taichi passed out, and I'm gonna show you guys the clip of the mothers. And when I tell you, my favorite mother has to be the dark elf. I don't know what it is about dark elves, but they look so enticing and so exquisite. So I'm gonna play you guys a short clip, and also the title will be there as well. So without further ado, let's get right into it. This is a short clip because when I show y'all the dark elf, you guys are gonna feel the same way I feel. So without further ado, let's get right into this. So he was called a few days later by the parents, and apparently there's three moms involved in particular. So we're gonna meet our first character, Taichi, which is a boy as you can see, and then we here see the voluptuous mom, Mai, and apparently she's married to a vampire, and according to her, he only wakes up once every few years. Yeah, these moms are married to like monsters and shit. And then we have Yasha. My goodness. Mm-mm-mm. Look at this sexy thing. Like, damn. Even I'll be like, your mom mad. And then we have Sally. Oh, goodness. I don't know about something about dark elves. It's just a weakness to me. Like God, like if I met one, even as a cosplay, yeah, I'm folding like an origami. I'm folding like a Transformers, like yeah, like crazy, right? So they all talking and having a conversation about the incident that happened in the explosion in the chemistry lab, right? But luckily for them, they're only asleep. However, the smoke causes a mana deficiency, which happens to harm to demi-humans. And they all decided to help out, but they need his help as well, because apparently they need his mana to mix up with the breast milk in order to wake the girls up, right? Because they were very worried about their health and whatnot. So he decided to say, you know what, I'm gonna help out. And he ended up having sex with all three of the moms, basically like making them the boyfriend or some shit like that. However, the other two chicks, I don't know who they are married to. However, they are married and they each have a daughter, right? But because of the fact that this affected the entire school, they will need to supply as much mana and breast milk as possible. As he was the only human that was not affected by the smoke, he is basically omnipotent. Now let's talk about Mai for a second, because Mai is one of the most interesting characters I've ever seen. Mai happens to be a masochist. Like, she loves being tied up and treated like a dog, basically. That's what she likes. And again, when he tells her, well, are you sure this is okay because you're married and shit? And she's like, don't need to worry. He's not like he's gonna know because he only wakes up once every few years. So that is why she was like, let's just do this shit to make sure that we save my daughter. Well, the daughter's lives, because their lives are at stake because of the smoke. And they keep on going. He agreed to the idea, and basically that's what they did. They ended up supplying as much as possible to make sure this incident does not reoccur in the near future. And afterwards, we see Taichi walking down the street after being tired out and wrung dry, literally and figuratively. He walks around talking to himself, and then he realizes someone is calling him. And then we see none other than Sally. Sally calls him in the back of an alley, a very dark alley, and then she calls him to talk to her. And she's actually moving like a real virgin, like she's never had sex before because she keeps on calling him sensei, which is a student, by the way. That's wild. And then, well, yeah, let's just say they did the deed in the back of a fucking dark alley. That is crazy to me. That is the craziest thing I've ever seen a mother do for the sake of the daughters, that is. And then, yeah, they ended up having like these bottles and like at least two crates of it to make more supplies. And she goes on wild. She went ballistic. And then, last but not least, we get to see Yasha in action. She takes him to like this hot spring, and she has also the amount of crates that has like empty bottles in it, and supplying enough milk and manna and breast milk. So afterwards, we get to see the last scene. This is where they ended up seeing their daughters like unconscious and shit, right? I'm not gonna lie, what they did was crazy. If you guys wanna see it, this is definitely the show for you. If you guys are into MILFs, this is definitely the one for you. And at the last part, we get to see the daughters pass asleep. And while they were all having like a whole foursome, they ended up inserting his D into each of the daughters' mouths so they can mix the breast milk with the manna. And afterwards, they all woke up and they were all like having a competition to see who's the best. So it ended up into a whole seven some orgy type shit. And yeah, that is the end of it. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Which one is your favorite mom? To be honest, my personal favorite, if I'm going to rank the top three, I would definitely put Sally on first, Yasha second, and my third. Because it's my opinion. If you guys, well, let me know if you guys agree or disagree. If you guys have any personal favorites, you guys let me know down in the comments. And yes, you guys can comment. I will be interactive with y'all. If you guys have any questions, if you guys have any opinions, of course we can always discuss it. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a good weekend and peace out. And don't forget to hit that notification bell for more content. Until next time.